Hello and welcome, Excel students. Well, here we are closing out week one and opening week two. Just want to do a real quick video on kind of how we did on week one and give you a tip for week two. I'm really happy with the quality of work that was turned in. Some of you, if you've noticed that you've submitted something and it hasn't been graded yet, look at the comments on Canvas. I give everybody a second chance to get 100% on their week one assignments. I really want you to understand Excel. So if you turn something in and it hasn't been graded yet, chances are you have a comment on there that's something I want you to revisit. A lot of these are just simple oversights. I believe it was Objective 1 Tac 2 where you had to search for white text and format it into orange. You might have forgot this, you might have overlooked that step. That's fine. I'm giving you the opportunity to go and revisit it. That being said, before you turn anything in, just do the due diligence, look over the objective lists, make sure that you've accomplished every single wicket on that list to get full credit. So week two, training wheels are off. What you turn in is what you're going to be graded upon. Any resubmissions for week one, you are going to have to email those to me. Another thing I want to point out is when I give you extra files, so for example, Excel Objective 1 Tac 1, you had the work folder, Excel 1 Tac 1, and then we had a contact list and a global population data. I don't need the other folders. You're not going to get any points marked off if you turn those in, but I just need the file that you manipulated. I don't need them zipped or anything, just send that one file as is. If you have any issue uploading to Canvas, feel free to email me directly with your submission. That's fine. I know a couple people had issues uploading. It's understandable. I get it. We'll work with you with that. Moving forward, if you have any questions in this class, and I said this a lot, please feel free to reach out. I've done multiple Zoom sessions week one. I have no issue doing that. My number one goal for this course is when you leave, you are more confident in Excel than when you started. So I'm going to make sure that we build you up and we give you the skills you need to succeed. So I want to look at Excel Objective 1 Tac 4. This particular one throws off a lot of students, and I kind of want to walk through it as far as freezing rows. This might be something you've never done before, but I think it's something you'll find incredibly useful, and you'll see why in a second. So on page 35, about halfway through, we want to display the My Monthly Budget worksheet and do the following. Freeze rows 1 through 9. So that when you scroll the rest of the worksheet, those rows are always visible. Now, you might look at this and say, well, we're going to select, all right, we'll select rows 1 through 9, and then we will go and freeze panes. Well, you see that didn't do it, right? That's not what we want. So we're going to unfreeze, maybe select 9. Well, that's not going to do it either because now you see that row 8 is frozen and row 9 has disappeared and we're actually losing that bottom line of data. So the tip for this, anytime you're trying to freeze rows or columns, go one more. So in this case, it's always going to be looking at above 10. So if we select row 10, it's going to freeze 1 through 9. And then we can hit freeze, and now this top part will always be there regardless of where we scroll in the page. This is incredibly useful if you have a huge data set and you need maybe some explanation up top, or you're doing a budget like this where the top rows are calculated from everything in the bottom. You can see if we select here, we're looking at certain parts of the page, right? We have our income here. We have projected balance, and this is pulling through different parts of this whole worksheet. So we want this to be static. So when we go down here and we manipulate certain numbers, everything in there, our projected income, our difference, or actual balance will change, and then we don't have to scroll up and down to the bottom of the page. We can do this for rows and we can do this for columns. So I wanted to call this out because this does trip a lot of students up, probably the first time you've frozen anything in an Excel workbook. Other than that, I think you'll find, even though we do have 3 objectives to do this week, they're relatively low involvement. I'm not going to say they're easy, but they're pretty quick to knock out. That being said, if you have any questions, please reach out to me, and best of luck moving forward.